Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. As always, your host Papa Patel, bringing you coverage of news and all that good stuff that I always do from, above. Much love to you. However, though, we're feeling pretty locked in today. Life's feeling good. We got our Uncle Iroh teapot from Avatar. The leaves from the vine. You know what I mean? Settle down. Let's not get emotional up in this bitch.
Leaves from the vine, falling so slow.
But we've been working out lately, but we do treat ourselves sometimes to a limited edition white fudged Oreo in stores now at papatello.com. That's not a real website editor, but you can get some Poland Springs. Much love to you. However, though, we are macking and relaxing for today, but I had a couple thoughts. And, my last video, I was talking about what possible ideas will they, actually, bring to the Warcraft Direct, in terms of, Season of Discovery, and possibly discussing more information about roll-back progression style servers with Classic and TBC and Wrath. And, that got me to think, what are they possibly else going to do with the Direct that I'm not aware of? Something that would, take me by surprise, that I should prep myself up, or I should have saw that coming. And I was starting to think more and more, and I was like, you know what, I'm not too sure what it is. And, past couple days I've been playing, like, a lot of single-player style games, such as, like, Fallout, if you guys obviously are all familiar with Fallout, like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4 or New Vegas, right? And I was also playing, like, games like, Oblivion. So I was playing a lot of Bethesda-style games, all right, which we'll just cut that short. But I was playing those games, and I was like, man, what if Blizzard decided out of left field, totally out of nowhere, to say, you know what, our big surprise at the Direct is not a Classic era related thing. It's not a TBC or Wrath related thing. It's not even anything to do with, only just Warcraft related thing. Like, yeah, they'll go into these things. Not saying that they're canning it or scratching it, but they're going to go into those things very, minute, small little details, sneak peeks, maybe even a hope at Classic Plus, right? Smoking the good old copium. I know, don't worry. But then I was like, what if they were to make a single player style RPG like Oblivion, first person and third person, Warcraft related game? Like, completely Warcraft related game from, the beginning of Warcraft, like how they did the story from Warcraft 1 to 3, right? And going from that universe or those details into a style of a game that's related to, World of Warcraft. Just single player, though, right? Not online, no multiplayer experience, just a brand new game that is totally out of left field that we've never experienced before. And I was like, man, that would be honestly really cool. I'm not gonna lie, because I do think, like, I multiplayer games, like, MMOs and online experiences are a great experience, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm all for online experiences, and I think everybody that plays multiplayer games, that's their favorite style of games, because they enjoy that. They enjoy the progression with people, and being social with people as well, and they like that feeling, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. But for people that actually like to come home as well and just mac and play a good old single player game, and they don't really have the time for MMOs or actual multiplayer style games, I think this is actually a really cool experience as well, for playing a laid back mac and chill vibe. And I think honestly that's what single player games offer more than anything. And I was playing Oblivion and I was like, man, I would really love if Warcraft had something inspired where we got to play as, Arthas or Illidan or Uther or, Thrall or Anduin, whatever, or just any personal experience, or Sylvanas, anyone, right? It didn't matter who it was. I just think it would be badass if we got to see a single player experience through the eyes of the Warcraft universe in a third person or first person perspective, because there's so much rich, lands to explore, and how much beautiful questing can be, be done in the world of Warcraft, or just Warcraft alone, and how much stories can be told within, this style of a game. If games like Oblivion, can do it with such, rich exploration and great dialogue and voice acting and questing and so many different builds that you do for your character as well, if you even want to do a custom build, or even games like, Skyrim as well, the same thing copies from Oblivion, and obviously just a little bit more enhanced, right, with the dragons, and, with Fallout, an exploration of the wasteland, and there's, so many random things that can occur in the wasteland, which is, obviously my opinion, one of the greatest games of all time. I've loved Fallout for a long time. I think New Vegas is one of the GOATs, in my opinion. But man, like, I know I'm reminiscing from like these old style games, but like if I see how these games did it, right, and how they just, changed the industry at that time for what a game standard should be, and then you even go to like games like, The Witcher 3, for example, another rich, heavily invested, beautiful game with so much, importance to detail, from, just Gwent to, actually reading your beast journal to discover the beast and why you should kill this particular enemy and if this enemy is worth killing or not, or, going from the stories to the side quests to the hunts. I mean, gosh, The Witcher 3 is like one of my favorite games of all time, and obviously you can even tell I always have the music in the background because I love this game. I love the series. But overall, though, I could definitely think that Warcraft can copy something from these style of games and make its own beautiful, immersive single-player experience. I mean, hell, look at games like Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 just knocked it out of the park in sales, and they went crazy, being one of the greatest games of all time for a lot of people, in Game of the Year for sure. And another game that knocked it out of the park was Black Myth Wukong, which a lot of people are considering one of the greatest games of all time, and how freaking beautiful that game is. So I really think if a lot of these single player companies, from back in the day and nowadays especially, can really, showcase what they can do with, enough passion into a project, with enough funding and obviously a lot of, storytelling and great gameplay and an immersive world that you could feel lost in, and just feel like you wanted to, discover things every other step of the way. There's no way that Blizzard, this major company that we all, been a part of for many of years for playing World of Warcraft or any other, Warcraft or non-Warcraft related games, cannot do it. Like, they can definitely do this. I definitely think they can. And it would be really surprising to see if they were possibly cooking something of this nature to show it to us. Because I really think that it would be something out of the park that nobody saw coming. Like, I know there's tons of speculation from a lot of other creators right now, including myself, on what's possibly happening at the Direct. For sure, there's something like hardcore. Like, we know that's something we're already expecting. And a lot of bigger creators, if you're even watching already, they're already showing a lot of, like, hype to hardcore. A lot of people are playing hardcore right now, even on Twitch. But I'm talking about something that is just going to catch us by complete surprise and give us actually good shock value, which I'm looking forward. I really am looking forward towards that. And I really think that is going to be, really dope if they decide to announce something of that caliber. Obviously, something that they probably might not do at all. Maybe it's just not in the list, or it's not aligned in the stars right now to release an ultimate single-player World of Warcraft or Warcraft-like experience game in the version of like a third-person or first-person immersion to nowadays standards, right, with graphics. But I mean, I think it would be awesome. I think it'd be something that would be really cool to actually have. And with the hype of a lot of single player games right now, especially nowadays, but a lot of single player games are really fun to play for a lot of people. I think they would be really cool entry into the library of many other great single player games that are out there. And just for Warcraft to make their stamp into that, portion of the universe, because I really think that, Warcraft had a great, run with their original games before World of Warcraft, right? And I think, honestly, having something in this style of, the previous games that I mentioned from earlier, I think you can really do a really good job with enough, attention and focus on what really matters for making a really good single player game. And obviously, I'm no developer, right? I'm no engineer. Like, who the hell am I, right, to even question or talk about some of these things? But I think the only reason I discuss some of these things is because I'm interested in them, and I really would love to see Blizzard put time and effort into something that I know that they can do with enough time and effort, and really rock the shit out of the industry with. Because honestly, they have the money, they have the value behind them. I think if they really had, put into their roadmap to say, hey, we have a big single player announcement game that's, heavily inspired by Warcraft or is from Warcraft, and put it into, the consumer's hands by, who knows, maybe summer of next year or something of that nature, right? I don't know. But I think it would be pretty badass. I would love to see a Warcraft-inspired game. Let me know if you guys would love to see, something that is inspired by the other titles that I've said before in the video. And let me know if you guys are even playing any of those other titles that I've mentioned in the VOD, such as, you know, Oblivion or Fallout or, you know, Skyrim. I've been playing a lot of Bethesda style games lately. Don't ask me why. I guess I just had like a nostalgia trip of just playing old games for fun. And then also, you know, even like The Witcher 3, you know, or just the comparisons that I made of, you know, Black Myth Wukong and, you know, Baldur's Gate 3. Just something like that. I think it would be completely badass, and I'd be really, I think it'd be really cool to see, you know. And I'll just leave it at that, because I don't want to stutter or rant anymore at this point. So, much love to you. Lock it in. Keep on keeping on. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And that's just the thoughts before we get to the direct. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Almond candies are ass, okay? I don't know who said these were good. These shits are trash. I don't even like them. I had these because of Halloween. We were giving kids out to the candy and shit. It's been 10 days after. We're about to chalk these all in the buns, into the trash can buns. Much love to them. However, though, actually, not much love to them. Spit on it. Much love to that. Lock it in. Don't piss me off in the comments below. If you like that shit, you're all getting shot in Minecraft. It's Reese's and Kit Kats. See you later.